Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in this video I'll be going through all the buildable characters that LEGO has released from 2012's R2-D2 to the most recent Porg Droid that was just released. So I'll be doing a comparison between them all, showing you the differences, similarities. So there's two main groups. There's the characters, Yoda, Baby Yoda or Grogu, and the Porg. And then there's the droids, which are R2-D2, BB-8, Dio, and the Imperial Probe Droid. So the main similarity between them all is the little stand in front of them. So all of them, except for R2-D2, have the same size stand. They all have the character in like a blue and black colour scheme with white writing. So they all show certain specifications of them depending on what they are. Size, homeworld, species, manufacturer, model, affiliation, and all of them except for the Probe Droid have a little minifigure. Just a little Porg, Baby Yoda, Yoda. Probe Droid doesn't have one. Dio minifigure, BB-8, and R2-D2. So the two most unique stands between them are the Probe Droid. It's got the normal black part, and then it's also got this white area for the Probe Droid to be stood up on. And BB-8 has a unique one as well. He's got the main black stand there, but he's also got this black bit underneath him to sort of hold him up so that way he doesn't roll around everywhere. And Dio has the normal stand, similar to Yoda's stand or Porg stand, Baby Yoda stand, but he's also got a yellow little base there for him to stand on. Well, not yellow, but tan. So they all have different functions as well. So I think we'll start with R2-D2 and then work our way through. So R2-D2 was the first released out of all of these. He was released back in 2012 as a UCS set. So he has a few functions. His head spins around. He's got a couple of bits that open up. And he's got little knobs on the back, just there in the light grey, and when you twist those, they come out. He's got a little saw there, and then a little bit to plug into computers there. The main function he has is that he can extend his third leg out. So at the back of him, he's got that little bit there. So you push that down and you can drop down the third leg like that. And he's also got these two little bits that open up that he uses to zap people with, or droids. So, yeah, so overall he's fairly well detailed. He's got a very brick built sort of feel to him, especially on the top. You can see all the studs on the top. LEGO's releasing a new R2-D2 that will be coming out on May the 1st. So if you want a review of him, let me know in the comments. Alright, so we'll move on to the next one. Alright, so next up we have BB-8. So BB-8 has a few features, not quite as many as R2. So you can twist BB-8's head by twisting this bit here. And it has a little bit of move to it, so you can sort of shake it around a little bit. And then on the other side, if you twist that side, it has the little lighter that extends out. Twist that bit there. And that's really all he does. He doesn't have a lot to him. It's more for display. Unfortunately, he doesn't roll like he does in the movies, but he's still got a few features. His overall design is built similar to R2-D2, though he's got the studs showing on the sides. But the way they've done this is they've put all these panels on each side, so the studs are always facing outwards. So we'll go on to the next one now. Alright, next up is Dio. He's one of the smaller ones out of the lot. He's the smallest of the three droids. So Dio doesn't have a lot of features similar to BB-8. So he can move his head a little bit back and forward, and then he can spin his head with that one. And that's really all he does. Apart from that, he's just for display. He does have a nice build with the wheel pattern going all the way around. And the head is just a big cone with some antennas on the back, some wires going around. It's got a nice little sandy sort of build to sit on. So let's get on to the next one. Now for the probe droid. So if you've seen my review for the probe droid, then you probably know all about him already. So he's got the spinning head. There's no mechanism to turn that, you just have to turn the head freely. All his arms are movable in all directions, but they're a bit flimsy like that if you move them the wrong way. So all the arms are freely movable, some of them are a bit looser or tighter than others. But yeah, he also comes out of the stand. So I think this is the most detailed out of all the droids. He's got one of the more unique little stands though. The white also comes onto the actual plaque bit, unlike any of the other stands. So let's get on to the next one. So next up we have Yoda. Yoda doesn't really have a lot of features. The main features he have are in his face. So his eyelids are somewhat freely movable. So you can move them up and down to make him look sort of angry or maybe a bit sadder, weary looking. His head moves a little bit, not a whole lot. I think out of all of them, this is the most just for display model. He does look cool though, and he's got his lightsaber built there. His fingers can also move, although there's not really much you can do with them. You just move them out a little bit back in. So similar to BB-8, he's got studs on all sides of him. So those are panels that are built into a Technic frame. Alright, so let's get on to the next one. So next up is Baby Yoda, or the child, or Grogu, whatever you want to call him. So like Yoda, he doesn't have a lot of features, and it's mainly in his face that he can do things. So his head is a bit more poseable than Yoda's. You can make him look in different directions. The main thing you want to change is his ears. So you can change them to make him look sad or happy or maybe a bit confused. And his mouth can also open and close. So you can change his face to make many expressions. He's also got his little ball, the Razor Crest shift knob, as it says there. That's what he gets from Mando as his little toy. So apart from that, the only thing that moves are his fingers and hands a little bit. You can't really do much with those. So let's get on to the next one. So last but not least is the Porg. I think the Porg's the funniest out of all of them. Because if you push down on his tail, he moves his mouth and wings as if he's squawking like in the movies. But that's really the only thing he does. He doesn't have a poseable head or feet. He can move his toes a little bit. That's really all he does. So I think my favourite out of the lot has definitely got to be either R2 or the probe droid. I think they're both very cool. They've got good building techniques and they look good on display. They've got some posability. R2's, I think, got the most playability out of all of them, as you can actually move around. Maybe Yoda's one of the best display models out of them all. These are all very good for display. Some of them aren't very good for playability, but I think that's the point of these sort of models. They're mostly for display, not for play. In terms of which one's best for the price, I think that would be Yoda, as he's almost the same size as R2, but about half the price. Now there's a lot more into R2 on the inside than there is Yoda, as Yoda's just about hollow, but I think Yoda still has the advantage in terms of price. If I was to choose just to have one of these, I think it would have to be R2, since he's both the biggest and has the most functions out of all of them. And my least favourite would have to be either Dio or the Porg, as they don't really have much to do, and I think the others just look much better than they do. Like the Porg has just the one feature where you open his mouth and wings by pushing the tail down, and he doesn't look very accurate to what the actual Porg does in the movies, as the Porg is fairly small and has long legs, whereas this is a fairly long sort of body with tiny little feet. And Dio, although he looks accurate, just doesn't really do much. He just moves his head around. So thanks for watching this sort of comparison between all the buildable characters. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments which one's your favourite, and I'll see you in the next one.